Rep. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, DNY, insisted that she was not defending Hamas as she accused Israel of committing war crimes on Sunday. Ocasio-Cortez appeared on MSNBC's The Mehdi Hasan Show to defend her position of calling for a ceasefire following Hamas' attack against Israel on October 7. When asked whether Israel had a right to defend itself, she argued that war crimes are not the appropriate response. However, we do know as well that war crimes do not constitute and are not an appropriate response. For other war crimes, Ocasio-Cortez explained, "I think it's important for us to understand that this is part of a larger intergenerational cycle of violence," she said. It represents the single greatest threat to this nation. A citizenry that has lost faith not just with our system of government but with each other. 52% of Biden supporters say Republicans are now a threat to American life, while 47% of Trump supporters say the same about Democrats. An almost identical percentage, 38%, of Trump supporters now embrace violence to stop Democrats. Some 31% of Trump supporters believe that the nation should explore alternative forms of government. Without faith in the underlying values of a constitutional system, authority rests on a mix of coercion and capitulation. A group of hikers in Arizona stumbled across the body of a missing woman on Friday while trekking up a mountainside, authorities said. The hikers were approaching a mountain peak near Craggy Wash, north of Lake Havasu City, when they found the unresponsive individual. The Mojave County Sheriff's Office search and rescue team said. The group called the sheriff's office for help around 5 p.m., saying the rugged terrain prevented them from getting close enough to check on the individual's condition. Officials said. Colorado hiker missing nearly 2 weeks in Rocky Mountain National Park. Large-scale search suspended. The body was later identified as 46-year-old Melinda Okeson, who was recently reported as missing, according to the sheriff's office. Click to get the Fox News app. Fox News Digital has reached out to the sheriff's office for further information. In May, the United Nations awarded the journalists its premier prize for press freedom for their commitment to truth and accountability. The New York-based Committee to Protect Journalists condemned the decision to sentence the two journalists and reiterated its call for their immediate release. Amini's death touched off months-long protests in dozens of cities across Iran. Although nearly 100 journalists were arrested during the demonstrations, Hamidi's and Mohammadi's reporting was crucial in the days after Amini's death to spread the word about the anger that followed. Since the protests began, at least 529 people have been killed in demonstrations, according to human rights activists in Iran. The United States is poised to get involved in the Israel-Hamas war should the conflict escalate into regional forces intentionally targeting American personnel, senior officials said. "We don't want escalation," Blinken said. He affirmed that the U.S. has the right to defend itself and said, "We won't hesitate to take the appropriate action. We maintain the right to defend ourselves and we won't hesitate to take the appropriate action." Today, I spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu about developments in Israel and Gaza. Biden wrote on X Sunday. Continue reading. Leaked audio. Dem Congresswoman loses it on her own staff in profanity-laced tirade. Continue reading. House divided. House Speaker, chaos, could benefit Dems as race stretches into new week. Continue reading. Bad blood, Taylor Swift parties with QB's brother charged with sex crimes. And fans are enraged. Continue reading. Ticking clock. Democrat lawmakers seriously considering primary challenge to Biden. Continue reading. Keeping it in the family, Bernie Sanders funnels eye-popping amount of campaign cash to wife's nonprofit. Continue reading. Never give up hope. Woman pardoned by Donald Trump gets second chance as advocate for prisoners. Blunt force trauma. The team of Carnage and Damage launched its feud against Knox and Murdoch back on August 27. Knox and Murdoch confronted Stevens the following week. Blunt force trauma's manager graciously gave their riled-up opponents another match at NWA Samhain in Cleveland. To win, one person has to be put through a round table instead of a rectangular one usually seen in wrestling matches. Stevens said it's going to be insulting for Murdoch and Knox to return to their homes and face their families and neighbors. Former Wyoming Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney hasn't ruled out a potential 2024 presidential campaign during two interviews on Sunday. Should Liz Cheney run for president in 2024? I'm going to spend the next year between now and the election certainly helping to elect serious people. Helping to elect sane people, Cheney responded. She had a similar response on CBS's Face the Nation, after host Margaret Brennan asked about when she will decide on a presidential run. Strategists suggest it's highly doubtful Liz Cheney could win the White House in 2024. The idea of Liz Cheney running for president was originally suggested in August 2022 after she lost the Republican primary for her Wyoming seat. The Cardinals have 21 days before Murray needs to be activated to the 53-man roster, and head coach Jonathan Gannon was happy to see him back out there. Murray will have a cap hit of $51.8 million next season, followed by 3 more years before a potential opt-out in 2028. I think what he brings to the table, you'd be foolish to move on from him. What if the Cardinals have a top 5 pick in a quarterback-heavy draft pool that's expected to be present in April? Do the Cardinals, with new GM Monty Ossenfort, who didn't draft Murray first overall, want their own guy under center? Over the summer, track star Noah Lyles ruffled some feathers when he said NBA players did not have the right to call themselves world champions after winning the NBA Finals. I have to watch the NBA Finals, and they have world champion on their head. New Orleans Pelicans star CJ McCollum understands why NBA champions call themselves world champs, as he echoed Toscano Anderson's sentiments. Click here to get the Fox News app. The Olympics is definitely world championship. 100%. McCollum will begin his quest for his first NBA, not world, championship when his Pelicans open their season against the Memphis Grizzlies on Wednesday. Minutes earlier, he was walking in the living room when he lost his balance and fell. Daines drove Gabriel to an emergency room in Houston, where doctors determined that he was having a stroke. He doesn't remember why he left his bedroom downstairs, but as he was walking in the living room, he said, he lost his balance and fell on the tile. Axel, who is named after the robotic dog from the 2018 movie, Axel, then ran upstairs to Amanda and Daines's room. Daines asked to hold his hands, but Gabriel couldn't flex his right hand. While the security guard was distracted, the customer's friend grabbed a hat from a nearby table and sprinted out of the store. Arrow Wright, realizing he had been duped, the security guard chased after the thief and caught them a few seconds later. To steal an item, customers had to outrun the 29-year-old, who once finished the 100-meter dash in under 10 seconds. Managers explained that they could steal them if they outran the security guard. After leaving the store, Zeze said he got a massage and took an ice bath.